the nation's capital, Abuja. Right now, I've been joined by Umar Yusuf, and Umar Yusuf is the former chairman of UNI Abuja. You're highly welcome to the Polity this afternoon.
Thank you very much, my sister.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Same here, sir.
Well, we don't have time on our side, so let me quickly ask, what do you think is the importance of the local government's autonomy? Do you find it necessary?
Well, it is very important. As a citizen, we recognize local governments to have their own power where they can exercise, not waiting for any decision from anybody. So by autonomy is like giving them some right to some extent. The control of the local government will be totally given to the head of the area council. So I think exercising that power, even though there must be an authority that will, watch the administration or whatsoever that may be under it. But it is very, very important that the local government, especially in the Federal Capital Territory, giving them the autonomy will be more important to the citizens. It will be more viable in whatever is expected from governance.
You said especially at the Federal Capital Territory.
Yes.
Do you have a reason for why you think it is more important than the Federal Capital Territory?
Yes, I have much very important reason.
Okay.
One of the reasons is because the Federal Capital Territory, if we compare to the state, in the Federal Capital Territory we have like only one senatorial zone, we have 2 House of Assembly, we have 6 local government chairmen and ward councillors.
Okay.
But if you should go to the state, you have a governor, you have 3 senatorial zones, you have House of Assemblies, you have local government, as many as they can be in the state. So if you check critically, you come to the Senate, we have only 1 representative at the Senate.
Okay.
You go to the House of Assembly, you have only 2. So you think decision for us would not be that soft, and it will not be on our side. That has been the experience we've passed through all this while. And even the local government chairmen are to some extent answerable to the FCT minister. And guess what? The FCT minister is not usually from the bona fide, the indigenous persons of the Federal Capital Territory.
Okay.
In FCTR, we have like 9 captured indigenous tribes. But you discover that at the end of the day, after a government is sworn in, the next person that will come as a minister will be from other parts of the country. And the minister who did not understand the problem of the FCT, did not understand the culture, I doubt if he could reach out and then be able to perform as expected to the local government level. But my doubt here has been cleared from the present FCT minister, that is Barrister Yusuf, who in his 1 year has been able to establish a viable relationship with the local government chairman, with the traditional rulers, even some of the councillors, and also the former senator. It is not easy to be able to manage a people if you don't know their problem. And doing that is already yielding him development. He has been able to fix especially road in some of the interior areas in the FCT. So I believe that for the minister to come in and then do this, if the local government autonomy is there, it's just for him maybe to come and commission it. The local government chairman or chairman will have the total ability to be able to do that. Then invite the minister to come. And of course, it has been an issue of daily basis that the FCT needed like 2-3 senators.
Wow.
If so can be done.
Do you think that is achievable?
Yes, if the government so wish to do, it can be done. Because we
if you're saying that the FCT should have at least okay, viewers, before we continue, just a gentle reminder that our phone lines are now open for you to call in, ask a question or give your contribution. Now, like I was saying, if you think that there should be need, or there is need for creation of more ministers in the Federal Capital Territory, what is the reason behind that?
Yes, not minister, but
senators rather.
Yes, you see, decisions are taken in the Senate here in the Federal Capital Territory, where we have only one representative. So sympathetic. Only one representing us, while the states have like 3 representing them. Okay, let's come to, if I presented a bill, for instance, and it is expected that the remaining 2 should support, including their friends and my own friends. And the remaining people, especially from other parts of the north, will stand against it. So how would that, it will not go well with me. I do remember that the former senator, that is the Senator Chenimo Aduda, has been presenting a lot of bills, even standing by it. He has been on it day by day, no time, restless. But at the end of the day, it will be meaningless because nobody stand by him. Such a bill are very important for especially the people of FCT. And at the end of the day, voting will not be in his favor and we'll lost it out. So that is one of the reasons. I have so many reasons, but I think that is much, much important. If such can be done, the FCT people will be very, very much, because we kept having, the population of FCT increases every day, every time. So if you have an additional population, it means there should be creation of constituency, so that people as well as the youth who are coming up will have a place and then be able to search for their own place in the scheme of work. Yes.
Okay, now still talking about this autonomy, let's look at the 1999 Constitution of the Autonomy, which states that provision section 7 and 8 precisely, it says that there should be recognition of the local government as the third arm of government. Not just that, and also guarantee it to give the autonomy to local or the state, like it gives the state the autonomy to lord over local government. Now, looking at the crisis surrounding the local government's autonomy, and with this 1999 Constitution, which section 7 and 8 says that it still gives the state government to power to lord over the local government, do you think the possibility of this autonomy is achievable?
Well, I think where there is will, there is hope. If the government of the day so wish to give such autonomy with the interest to ensure that there is development, it is very, very achievable. It's as the same as you working under someone, and now you are allowed to be able to, we start to be independent. Even though you are liable to report to someone, and you are also under a control of someone. That is, to some extent, there is a limitation at which you exercise the autonomy given to you in the local government. But again, you will be more happy. You are like having freedom to do so many things. You see, something came over me in the local government area today, especially in the federal capital, where you have many graduates, but there are employments that the local government chairman cannot give. He has to come into the what do you call it, the federal level, lobby from one office to the other, even kneeling down. I've seen where the local government chairman. But
looking at it from a different perspective, is it actually right for a job to be lobbied in the country?
No, when I said
like
lobby,
this?
when I said lobby, I didn't mean what you have as a concept. What I mean here is for you to come to the office and tell, please, I have graduate in my place. Because where you are coming, like I earlier said, the minister did not know your problem. He doesn't even know what is happening in the FCT. He's only appointed as a minister, and therefore he doesn't know the problem. And that is why I gave clear example with the present minister, Yusuf, who has been able to go around the local government, have his relationship, and then understand the problem. You see, to this extent, he should be able to, he will understand that in Kwali local government, for instance, there is problem of employment. But if you are given, if you give this autonomy, it will not be like that. He should have at least 1/3 right to be able to employ. The youth will have it as a thing of joy. Yes, even though I know behind it there are these factors that may be against the citizens of that local government, but giving them the right to be able to exercise the power at the local level is much important, to my reason. That is that. Let me give you some instances where I insisted on the autonomy. I don't want to boil with the story of First Second Republic.
Okay.
That is the Federal Capital Territory.
Maybe you should just bring us back a little.
Yes,
let's come back a little rather.
Yes, let's come to the Third Republic, where we have series of ministers, starting from Gadonasco, who has been a minister, Jeremiah Hussein, who has been a minister, Maman Kontagora, who has been a minister, and we have Abagana, who has been a minister, Nasiru El-Rufai, all of them have tried their best. But they were unable to achieve what is expected from them. If there were autonomy, today we wouldn't have started on this very republic. Maybe FCT would have gone so far even before now. I just told you that the present minister has been able to identify these problems and is fixing them. What if the autonomy is there? I think the achievement will be much more than that. Did you get what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So these are my stance. If the autonomy is given, it will be very important. In fact, the autonomy will be important to you and I. Yes.
Okay. Now, what will this autonomy bring to the grassroots?
One of it is employment.
Okay.
Yes. You don't have to write to either the minister's office or seeking for employment. You will be having that right to do it at your own level, though with limitations. You're getting me? You don't have you have the right to do it at your own level with limitations, but before whatever you will do, I think there must be a knowledge of the government ahead of you, who is the authority, who you are supposed to report to. So if I always give example, the FCT, the minister is the authority ahead of the chairman, the local government chairman, even though they are elected. But the minister is like a governor to them. Could you imagine that as we speak, we have a senator in the FCT. Are you aware?
Of course.
That is the female senator.
Senator Ireti, yes.
But it's as if we don't have senator.
Why did you say so?
Good. Surrounding him are not telling him what is happening in the rural areas. Of course, she's good. But let us weigh it this way, that you have 9 indigenous tribes. Among these tribes, we have no any other tribe like Igbo or Yoruba. I'm not trying to be against them. But you now come to have a senator who is a Yoruba by tribe. I think Ireti is a Yoruba by tribe. Even though she has been in the Federal Capital Territory, she has been trying to become who she is today. But coming to have this opportunity, people that are around her are not helping matters. I'm not accusing her, but I think if she should listen to what I'm saying, she will be able to adjust, because in the rural area, especially the local government, wants to see how she's doing, what she's doing. You're getting me? So her relationship with the local government chairman is very important.
Okay.
You could imagine that a senator who has been in the office for a year and above, that up to now has not yet visited any of the local government.
How sure are you about that?
I'm very, very sure. I'm sure. And we have no opportunity to actually tell her what we want to tell her. We are not against the government. We are not against her emergence as a senator. But I think there is need she come to us. Let us see her so that together we can brainstorm. Maybe this is one of the reasons why you see the minister going around with who? With the former senator. Wherever they go together. Did you get what I'm trying to say? So I am sure maybe with time, she should realize that there is need she also have this relationship so that together the polity will be normal. People of the federal capital, she's not the first person who has become the senator out of the 9 tribes captured in the FCT. There was an era of Issa Minor. Issa Minor is from Maiduguri, but not to be precise. We have the era of Hajia Kairat. All of them have done their best. And I wish that she will also do her best. But at this point in time, there is need she understand that there is a loophole. And this is what I'm trying to, So again, we have a problem of land where people come from nowhere and then just, venture into people's land.
You are talking about FCT, right?
FCT, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Where people come from nowhere and then venture into land. Even though that has been gradually, addressed by the present Commissioner, Public Complaint Commission. But I would still want to appeal to the government, especially the government of the day, to look onto it. The pain the people of FCT are passing through, if you are going into their property again, seizing it without their due knowledge, I think there is no justice. You're getting me?
Yes.
And it will at the end of the day not all go well to people like us who are in Federal Capital Territory. Okay,
still talking about Senator Ireti and the Federal Capital Territory, how would you want the FCT to be in the nearest term? Since you said, I heard you clearly, you said Senator Ireti, who is representing the FCT, is not doing enough. And you also made reference to Nyesom Wike, who has done a lot in a short while. So, looking at this from this perspective, how would you want the FCT to be in the nearest term?
Well, it will be my joy if the FCT, as expected, the federal capital and the city of Nigeria to be much more higher than this. But in a situation where it is developing and the indigenous people are not carried alone, you see, it is not developed. If the people of the FCT will have that chance to occupy some of the offices, it will be very, very important. Like I said earlier, the present government have done it. He has been able to fish 1 or 2, 3 persons to some offices, but that is not enough. So if in future the FCT minister will be from the FCT, there will be much development because he so much understand the problem we are passing through. Yes, we very, very good. That is what we expect. If we say this is good, then we expect very good. So if we should allow any indigenous person to become the FCT minister, that will be much more excellent. So in future, I expect that the government, even after now, the ministerial list that will come, let a portfolio of the FCT be for the indigenous persons of the Federal Capital Territory.
But if you're talking about the indigenous person coming from FCT as a minister, the federal government or whoever emerges an office already know his or her duty. Why are you bent on the minister coming from the indigenous?
Yes, I am emphasizing on that because
let me add to that. Now, President Bola Tinubu is the president of Nigeria as a country. He's from Lagos State and he governs. He's the #1 citizen of Nigeria as a whole. And he tends to, as a president, he is expected to understand the plight of his people. So now, if you're saying don't you think that is being discrimination? Isn't that a sort of discrimination?
No, I don't want us to see it as discriminating. This is because if I cannot go to, for instance, the eastern part of the country and then contest for any political office, or the north, or any part of Nigeria to contest for any political office, then I should have the right to be given what I should be given. This is Federal Capital Territory. And the federal government recognized 9 indigenous. I can name them for you, the 9 indigenous tribes. And out of these 9, we cannot say we have no one qualified persons who could be the minister. The constitution is not against us. If the constitution is against us, I think there should be error somewhere that need to be corrected. You are getting me? So if out of these 9 indigenous tribes, you don't have one qualified person that will be the minister, then I don't blame anybody. But if you so have them, and somebody from somewhere is coming again, I am not discriminating, but I think if you know your problem and you are given the right to solve the problem and you fail, there you cannot blame anybody. But if you know your problem and you are not allowed to solve your problem, how do you live your life? That is the clear example. If you have an FCT minister from the FCT and he did not perform very well, we should be able to tell him something. But I doubt if anybody could come as the FCT minister from FCT and fail. I doubt. If the present minister who has just come, who did not understand the culture of the Federal Capital Territory and the people, but was able, through his relationship with these people, was able to attempt to some of our problems. I think somebody from the FCT will be much more than that. How do you look at it?
Fantastic. Well, if you ask me, so let me still talk about the FCT minister, because this is the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria as a country. Okay, what are the chairman you think, what do you think, or what are the chairman putting in place to make FCT work? And again, what is your expectation with the youth? Because I don't want to say I'm getting a different perspective. Are you are you in a way agitating for youth involvement or something?
No, I am not agitating for youth involvement. I am agitating for the whole FCT. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter your status quo. But I must tell you that most of the local government chairmen we have are doing very well. They show examples in their local government. They've shown to their people that they actually come to render what they promised during the campaign. In fact, the present Algon chairman, I think you may know him. He's from Kwale Area Council. That is the chairman Kwale Area Council, who is by name Honorable Sunday Ladichia, aka Mebayani. The meaning of Mebayani literally means explanation. But in the political arena, the meaning of Bayani is to give it out. A giver, so to address it. So he has been in the social service even before he became the local government chairman. And getting this opportunity has made him to reach and then be able to develop his local government. Is it infrastructure? Is it human development? Whatever. Go back to Abaji. Go back to Buhari. Is it Amak? Is it Kujo? All of them are trying their best. But you must have best of the best. As it is, I think the Algon chairman stand to be the best among others, even though they are trying. So I am sure, the forces of this chairman, with the force of the minister, if we have a joint force of the senator, I think the journey will be nice than expectation. And that is why I try to chip in on the present senator's issue. That if her force will join the minister and that of the chairman, what do you think will happen? There will be much more light than we think of.
Okay, let me take us back to the local government autonomy. Now, do you think the existence, if the local government autonomy bill that is being agitated for scale through, do you think the local governments can stand on its own, or do you think the local governments can function efficiently without the supervision of the state government?
No, local governments can function, but not without the supervision of the state government. And that is what I call limitation. You have a limitation, even though with the autonomy, you are under the supervision of the state. Because at a time, there are things like the economic ground that you don't have. So you need, to get it to get more effort from the state. It's as the same as the state and the federal level. Yes, I remember during the past dispensation of the former president, there were assistance he rendered to the state governors. So this means at whatever level you are, you cannot boast of, reaching the totality of your expectation to your people until you have an authority whom you can actually run to and say, okay, this is where I can be able to approach this problem. So how do you come in? So under the supervision of the state is good, but the totality of the autonomy should not be left with the local government. The state should also be there to supervise, so that checkmating can be done. Human beings are dynamic in nature. You don't just say, okay, this is your autonomy and I'm allowing you to go. No, let there be a state of supervision where you report, you take report and then report back.
Okay, then the principle of the local government autonomy 1987 to 1990, section 5 precisely stated that each local government unit shall have the power to create its own revenue and levy taxes. Do these local governments have that strength to create its own revenue? Because even even Nigeria as a country is still finding it difficult to be able to come up with revenue that can sustain the state. That is why you see us going on and on to borrow fund from World Bank and otherwise. Do you think the local governments would be able to source its own revenue?
Yes, talking about sourcing the revenue from the local government, it depends on the local government. If I should compare AMAC, for instance, with Kwali, leaving these two local governments to source for their own revenue, AMAC could be far, far ahead of Kwali. And maybe Kwali may not be able to achieve its own revenue. And I'm still emphasizing on the supervision of the state. Where the local government is failing, the state will help. Because sourcing for revenue, it means you have these machineries that you actually rely on. You don't source for revenue when you don't have places where the revenue will come from. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. So AMAC will be, for instance, I'm just citing an example. AMAC should be able to manage it, for instance, in FCT. Then compared to Kwali, I don't think that same will be able to grow. But by the time the autonomy is there, and the state is also there to come for rescue, where necessary, it will be very much important.
All right, finally, before we go, because our time is already far spent, now the struggle of the local government's autonomy has become like a major political crisis between the local government and the state government, even though that the case is still in court and we hope to see the outcome of it. What is your expectation from this?
Well, it has become a crisis because there are different perspectives, different reasoning. But my expectation is if the federal government, as well as the lawmakers of this country, the leaders of this country, the political office holders of this country will want to do it, they can still do it. But as a youth, I expect the outcome should be given out the autonomy to the local government. That trial will be better than not. But I believe that if the autonomy is given, it will be important. I'm still emphasizing on the autonomy. If it is given, it will be very, very much important. And of course, you cannot totally depend on someone.
We have a caller. Let's quickly take this call before we go. Good afternoon. You have 30 seconds to speak with us. Your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Polity.
My name is Ola. I don't want to contribute to the topic that is on the local government autonomy.
All right, please go ahead, Ola.
What I want to say is that the governors are really the issue in this case, because most of them, they travel abroad, they've seen how things work over there. That some of these assignments and road and thing of road within the street are taken care of by local government in order to develop. Go to UK, go to those countries. So for them to want to continue local government funds and all the autonomy is trying not to make government effective. And the moment local government are not effective, they will not be able to reach to the common man. And there will be that kind of disconnect between the people and the government. So it's happening in development. They have traveled out. So they should allow it to take place, and courts should decide positively in favor of the local government so that they can stand on their own. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you for calling, and do have a great day. All right, we are out of time, and Umar, Yusuf, I hope to have you in the studio some other time.
Thank you.
Well, our viewers, this is where we'll draw the curtain for today's episode on the polity, and I hope you had a swell time. And until I come your way next time, keep watching KAFTAN television. I am Emelite. Bye for now.